You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, I have got your early edition spoilers for December 2nd through the 6th. Billy and Phyllis are plotting some payback, and Summer is feeling pretty jealous. As we always do on early edition day, we start with what's happening the rest of this week. And of course, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt. Click subscribe if you're not following us. So I'm going to tell you about Wednesday. There is some cliffhanger action. And then, of course, we're going to have 2 weekdays, Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend, where we're left hanging. No new episode until Monday. So Wednesday, November 27th, over at the newly rebuilt Newman Ranch House, we have Victoria, Cole, and Claire there with Victor and Nikki and Summer as we kick off. And Kyle wants Claire to come by for pie and to hang out with him and Harrison, and mentions that he thinks that things are complicated with his parents, but he is optimistic. And Summer eavesdrops on Claire. Of course she does, and then says she's going to go to the Abbotts later too. Now that she's dumped Chance, guess where she's going to be? And Nick shows up and explains where the kids are. Christian, Katie, and Johnny are at the barn. Connor shows up with Chelsea and Adam, but later heads off to hang out with the other kids. Victor corners Adam, pressuring him again about reuniting with Chelsea, but Adam doesn't know if that's going to manifest or not. Claire opens up very honestly with her granddad Vic and tells him she does not like what Victor did to Kyle and Billy and Lily. And Victor insists that he's not just ruthless, there's more to him. And the mustache is going to play the I grew up an orphan card, which of course Claire is going to fall for and tear up. And then she's going to go ahead and accept Nikki's job offer, which not everybody's going to like or be comfortable with. And Nick tells Victoria and Cole that Sharon is doing Thanksgiving with Mariah, Faith, Tessa, and baby Aria, which makes sense because she's persona non grata everywhere else, since she is at this point a confessed killer. Everyone assumes. We all know that she didn't do the deed. Victoria's not too thrilled that Claire accepted Nikki's job offer, and Claire takes off to see Kyle and Harrison. So, of course, Summer has to be hot on her heels out the door. Nick talks to Chelsea and wants to know if Adam is the reason that she and Billy split up. And then, of course, Nick, being Nick, Saint Nick, has to warn Adam away from Sharon. But Adam, being Adam, says he's going to do exactly what he wants. Amy Lewis is over at Nate's place on Thanksgiving and is asking him if he's decided yet what he's going to do about the whole brother thing. And Audra shows up to surprise him, oddly, with a birthday cake. I don't think it's his birthday, but maybe it is. And Nate does agree that he will find Damien because she had given him a lock of his alleged half-brother's hair, and he did the DNA test and got a match. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to look for him. Amy's thrilled and hugs him, but then, we all know she's sick. She has cancer, and she's got a little spell, and he's got to lay her out on the sofa and check on her. Good thing is he is a doctor, even though he's not practicing anymore. Ashley is telling Tracy and Alan how glad she is that Diane is gone for good. Little does she know. Then Jack brings Diane in and explains it was all a ruse to get Kyle away from Victor, and it worked. And Kyle enters, obviously, with a bug up his butt again. He's so moody these days and says that his parents were playing cold mind games with him. Summer shows up and acts jealous at Kyle and Claire, and also at Harrison and Claire. And Summer takes off, and then Claire does too. She heads back over to the Newmans. And Diane has kind of I'll call it an early Christmas gift for Kyle. She has finally talked Jack into making the co-CEO job offer at Jabot to Kyle. That was the role that Diane was in. And she's been trying to talk Jack into doing it, but he wanted to see that Kyle had really learned his lesson. And on Tuesday's episode, I feel like Jack got the answers he needed, and that's why he agreed. So job offer on Wednesday. Thursday, the 28th, NFL on CBS. Thanksgiving Day, no new episode. Friday, it is college football. While the rest of us are out Black Friday shopping, that don't care for football. Going into the week of December 2nd through the 6th, the first week of December, 5 full episodes, yay. And just real quick, if you haven't seen Wednesday's episode yet, by the time you watch this, on Eric Braeden's forehead on the right side, on his like upper forehead temple area, there's a spot on his head. It was worrisome. And he was asked about it, and Eric Braeden said he headbutted a heavy bag, you know, the big bag that boxers do. And, you know, of course, his character, Victor, like him in real life, both like to box. So it looks like he took a little bashing to the head. Doesn't look that bad. Interesting they didn't cover it up with makeup, though. Very concerning looking, but he said not that big a deal. All right, next week, Jordan has orders from Ian to find out if their plan worked, and Sharon is isolated from her family. The last time she was rolling around Genoa City, she was dressed as a dude in disguise, and this time she's got something new. But, of course, she's going to find out that Nick, Mariah, Faith, and Tessa, everybody's rallying around her. And I just wonder if she'll admit the truth to Ian, because remember, he wanted Sharon framed and isolated before he would help Jordan with her scheme. And, of course, Jordan is going to be very upset to find out Claire's got this great new job with Nikki and is embedded deep with the Newmans and has a hot new Abbott boyfriend and this great life despite what Jordan tried to do to her and how awfully she raised her. Sharon is facing prosecution for the crimes she confessed to, killing Heather, framing Daniel, even running Phyllis off the road. But Nick is not going to let her go down without a fight. Phyllis is out of the hospital with no lasting injuries and has an invitation to join Billy in going after Victor. If you listen to my video about Who's Ian Ward, in case you'd forgotten, you might have heard the prime reason that Phyllis really, really hates the mustache. It's the same reason that Victor was sentenced to 10 years in prison, and Phyllis was furious when he wound up only serving 6 months. When she was married to Jack, back then, Victor had him kidnapped and put doppelganger drug dealer Marco Anicelli in her bed. And Phyllis basically considered, as a lot of women, most women probably would, considered it rape, because that was a stranger in her bed, not there with her consent, sleeping with her, pretending to be her husband. She will never forgive him, so it's definitely game on. But this vendetta may play havoc on Billy's new romance with Sally. Kyle got his job offer at Jabot. Surely he'll say yes. So where does that leave Diane? She's not going to stay home and knit. You know, will she be COO working with them? Will she wind up at Marquette? I also expect Summer to try and get between Kyle and Claire, since she has dumped Chance, and her jealousy is like not just a red flag, it's a huge sequined red flag with LED lights on it waving in the wind. And we're going to have forward motion on Nate's search for his half-brother Damien, whom I do suspect is meant for Lily. And I kind of also hope that Lily joins Billy and Phyllis's revenge plot against Victor, but we'll see.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.